way of telling you everything I could never say before. Yeah, this is my way of telling you that every day I'm loving you so much. Could you believe in me through my darkest night? Put something better inside of me.
Great recap,
You
man.
brought me into the light.
Jerry Rafferty, legend. This one's called Right Down the Line.
I put them all behind.
Threw it on because it's opening weekend.
Woman, right down the line.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Right down the line. Jerry Rafferty, Nick Mark George, rate recap. Week 13. Felt that was appropriate because when you hit a foul ball and it's going right down the line, you don't know if it's going to be a home run or a foul ball. There's kind of that 50-50 moment where you're kind of like watching as a fan in the stands going, it's been you. Ooh, right down the line. I think that was off key, but we're going to roll with it. So, 3 things we're going to talk about. You know how we do going forward. Since last week, this is the second week, I'm running the play, and the play is this. March Madness, or Chalk Madness, as the kids are calling it. All 4 number 1 seeds advance. Take a look at year over year. Is March Madness going well? Is it entertaining or not? The ratings will tell us. Number 2, we'll talk about torpedo bats, and actually we'll just kind of look at the Yankee games and what the Raiders are saying, what the fans are saying about this absolutely preposterous but so perfect evolution of the baseball bat that's happening in the Bronx that has baseball fans in uproar. Actually, I don't know, because I've seen it both ways. I think, like, obviously Yankee fans are absolutely loving this, but I think the traditionalists are losing their mind. I think Red Sox fans, basically anybody who's not a Yankee fan, probably hates it. I'm a Mets fan. I think it's hilarious. I think we'll talk about it. And then the last thing is, rate game. We'll just kind of take a look at what's been going on, what's happening with this channel. Is the great mystery. I honestly have no idea. I'm trying to figure out a lot of things. One of them is that my boss is calling me. All right, that's a lesson learned. That's why you always put your phone in do not disturb when you're filming rate recaps. Note to self. Great. All right, so the next piece here, we're going to jump right into college basketball. All right, so taking us into Rate Game City, Planet Rate Game, and we're already on the vault screen. So just for those who might have missed it last week, we went live with rategame.io. So this has actually been my home base for the past week or so. I love to just come here because it's just so beautiful to look at, and we just have so much information presented to us quickly. I'm not going to overwhelm everybody with what is presented here. We're going to go right to the vault and talk about college basketball. So right here in our versus tool, for those unfamiliar, this allows you to compare every single component in Rate Game, whether that's teams straight up, seasons straight up, season groups, meaning like regular season versus playoffs, the rounds specific to March Madness. This is why we built this out. It was for this specific tournament because that's when Rate Game was born. So we got to stay faithful to the ones that made it so. And then series. So that's applicable to, I would say broadly, all sports, right? Because you have series play in baseball, basketball. NFL is not series play, but there's, I would say, rounds, right? So that would defer to the one on the left-hand side. Anyway, you get the idea. So coming in here, going to rounds, and we're going to do last year's Elite 8 to this year's. So last year's was 23, 24. Okay, so we got 4 games and a nice and round 7.0, 132 ratings to this year's. Pop it up here. Wow. So this is the first round year over year where I believe we see a dip in the overall ratings, but sorry, not a dip in the overall ratings, a dip in the average rating, but an increase in the overall ratings, which is actually fascinating. That's new, folks. I wasn't like that like a couple minutes ago. So, yeah, I mean, if we go in here, the games for this round just were not, they didn't really do it for me, honestly. There was only one, and it was obviously everybody knows the Florida game where they came back versus Texas Tech. Yeah. So was watching yesterday with Molly, and who's my wife, for those of you that don't know, Molly Rates. And those two games, Tennessee and Michigan State. I mean, Michigan State fought hard at the end, but Tennessee, man, that was just like such a brutal, disappointing game. And not to take away from Houston, they played incredible defense, but Tennessee just like looked like they forgot how to play basketball. So you couple that with the 20-point blowout where Alabama also forgot their way, lost their way. And then, yeah, Auburn just kind of came out and took it to Michigan State. Johnny Broome had his moment, had his little one shining moment where he came back after what seemed like a pretty serious injury and hit that three. That was pretty special. And again, not to take away from, all these 2 seeds, and then the 3 seed, obviously, Texas Tech. Clayton Jr. is just a freak. He's special. But, there's a reason why it's chalk madness, folks. All the number 1 seeds were just used to playing on the big stage and showed up when it mattered most. I don't really think there's any more to it other than the 1 seeds had national attention all season long. Maybe. I'm trying to think, because like Florida didn't really emerge until late. Duke because of Cooper Flag, Jonai Broome, excuse me. Oh my gosh, I said Johnny Broome before. It's Jonai Broome. Jonai, the broom guy. Ziegler and the boys from Tennessee just couldn't get it done. So, yeah, back to the vault, right? So we have the Elite 8 and we have the Sweet 16. So if we go back, we compare last year's Sweet 16. Okay, 8 games, 6-9. Wow, look at that. 8-8, dead on. 322. That's insane. So I think that's enough of a sample size. This year's Sweet 16 was better. Last year's Elite 8 was better. Let's just go macro. Let's go, because we only got 3 games left, folks, which is crazy to say. Let's see. Now we do season groups. Was there materially a difference? Okay, so last year's was a 5-8, 67 games, 3.1K ratings. 6-3. So we got 3 games left, 2.6K ratings. Super interesting. So it's a 0.5. I mean, that's a half point better, which doesn't seem like much, but trust me, in rate game land, every decimal point is materially weighted, like pretty significantly, especially at scale with 3.1, with 3,100 ratings and 2,600 ratings. I don't know if we're going to close the gap here in these final 3 games, but we'll certainly find out. I mean, it's all number 1 seed. So for the narrative or the people that talk about, it's not fun because of these 1 seeds, I'm kind of just a steel man that. I think it's a better product because you have like all the best teams. Granted, there's no Cinderella, but I think really, it's all incredible programs, all incredible players on the programs, future NBA, I would say starters or bench, 6th, 7th men. Cooper Flag's a starter. I think Clayton could be a six man. I think Jonai Broom, I could see him being like a Paolo Banchero. So yeah, we'll certainly tune in for that. All right, so topic number 2, torpedo bats, and what happened this weekend with opening weekend rather in baseball. So looking at the top left here, we have the best series actually wasn't even torpedo bats. It was Pirates Marlins, where 3 of the games out of the 4 went to walk-off land, which is fantastic. And shout out to the Marlins for taking 2 of the 3 walk-offs. Conine had an incredible catch, like father, like son. Oof. No Pirates fans, but we got 2 Fins fans. I love that. And so over here, we also have the most rated. So the most rated game of the MLB season so far is the torpedo bat game. So this game featured 9 home runs from the Yankees. And if you go in here and you actually just click on Yankee fans, Philip Frank attended this game, rarely gives out 10s. It's the loudest I've screened in a while. 3 homers on 3 pitches. So that was the first thing that was just like bonkers. The fact that there was 3 homers on 3 pitches. 1, 2, 3. And then they just kept going. And so I think everybody was just kind of like, cool. But then it started to emerge that there was just these special bats where they brought on an MIT physicist who I think up until he was 40 years old was like working in physics, like on spaceships. He was like an MIT grad. You got to read up on this guy. I don't know his name, but basically the Yankees brought him on and he was with their minor league club, I think. And then he got called up to the big leagues. He basically redesigned and architected this bat to have more mass, more wood closer or in the middle of the barrel where the label is. I guess the label is like a term that you kind of use to identify a specific section of the bat where I guess they were doing analytics and they were running all the, video analysis. It looks like when you swing through for a guy like Jazz Chisholm, or I think there was Volpe. Volpe was the guy. I think he was like their case study guy. When he swings through the bat through, he seems to make contact in a specific area where they actually like moved the wood. So there's more mass in this part of the bat, which then ends up making it fat and then skinny. So you end up with like this just ridiculous bat. I'll put a picture in it here. And so that obviously caused quite an uproar for folks that are not Yankee fans. They, rightfully so, they think it's cheating, but turns out it's not. It's completely legal. And this guy, this physicist, this MIT grad, who the Yankees brought on to do exactly this, is looking like an absolute genius because he is. I think this is incredible. I think this is great for baseball. I think knowing baseball and knowing Manfred, the commissioner of the MLB, that this probably won't last. So to all you baseball fans out there, enjoy it while you can. That is my message to you, because I don't think that we'll be seeing torpedo bats for long. Just my guess. All right, so last thing I want to talk about here on the old rate recap week 13 is the channel itself. So I can't figure this out, folks. I have no idea what is going on here, but if we see in my geographies of where my viewers are coming from, I just find this to be fascinating. All my views are coming from Mexico, Serbia, France, Slovenia. Oh, you can see the age here. 65 years old? No way. Oh my gosh. This is so funny. My main viewing demographic is 65 years and older. There's no way. Cities. Oh my gosh, let's go to the cities. Serbia, Belgrade, Serbia. Wow. 30 seconds, 20 seconds. I mean, I don't know. I just find it so comical. I don't understand why. Clearly, I just need to do some more research here, but either way. Yeah, look, we got torpedo bats, we got chalk madness, we got shout out Jurickson Profar got suspended amid all the torpedo bats. We got Jurickson Profar, who is a brand new Brave, signed a 3-year contract, got zapped for PEDs. So we'll see him in 80 games. But yeah, I think that's all I got for you this week. If you don't, nobody's even watching this, but anyway, if you are, like, subscribe, do all the things you normally would on YouTube. My name is Nick Mark George. This is the Rate Recap. I will see you next time.